Sarah Peterson.
And I'm Ariana Guinan, and this is CBS Boston.
Tonight, we are focusing on two major issues in Boston that could even be affecting you.
With the new governor being elected this November in 2014, you should really be thinking about these issues and what your stance is on them.
Tonight, we're going live to Newburyport citizens on how they feel about illegal immigrants getting licenses and gun control.
But first, Sarah will tell you all about the current issue we are facing with illegal immigrants in Massachusetts.
Thank you, Ariana, and good evening, Boston. I'm here to talk to you about a current issue: illegal immigrants getting licenses in Massachusetts. Currently, in the month of January, there was a vote that was going on. 84% of voters who did vote on the matter are in favor of a law being passed that would allow illegal immigrants to drive in the state of Massachusetts. This law is called the Safe Driving Bill and will be discussed and decided on May 15th of this year. However, this bill will allow illegal activity in the state. Some people think that's okay, others not so much. Even though undocumented people who are living in Massachusetts and all around the country would be required to take road tests and have insurance, road training, and all the requirements that everybody else would have, the Safe Driving Bill would cause less accidents, so activists for the bill are saying. Opponents, however, feel like there are less accidents already if Massachusetts were to punish immigrants rather than help them. Historically speaking, more and more states have passed a law similar to the Safe Driving Bill, and so far, there have been no complaints. Places like Washington and Utah have had 2 separate licenses in the past, and something that is still continuing. They have one for U.S. citizens and one for people who are in the states illegally. Although it may not be used for ID purposes or entering federal buildings or places such as planes, immigrants would still be allowed to drive behind the wheel. Massachusetts is in debate over what they want to do with this current issue. But the main problem is, how would it be affecting people's lives? People are wondering, and they want to know. Well, illegal immigrants would feel much better for sure about if this bill were to be passed. Already, people are complaining about not being able to get anywhere on time. They feel their children are sick and they need to get them to the doctor, or they are in odd locations and have odd jobs, and they need to be there on time. But because of being in the country illegally, they cannot get a license and cannot get to where they want to be. Opponents to this issue would feel like people who are here illegally are just getting everything handed to them, and everything in Massachusetts is just catering to immigrants' needs, and would cause more immigrants to come to the states, something that they would see as a magnet. With so many terrorist attacks lately, Massachusetts and all the states want a safe country, but would allowing immigrants the ability to do something as a privilege be right or wrong when they're here illegally? Let yourself decide on May 15th. And now, we'll be going live in the streets of Newburyport to interview a real citizen and what they think should happen with the Safe Driving Bill and their overall opinion of illegal immigrants driving in the state of Massachusetts. Ain't that right, Bruce? Hello, Lori. I am Sarah Peterson, and I am here live with CBS Boston News, and we are going around asking Newburyport citizens their opinion on illegal immigrants driving in the state of Massachusetts. What do you think about that? With the governor election coming up and all the issues being talked about, what is your opinion on the issue?
I have a very strong opinion. I feel like no one should have a license unless they are a legal citizen. I feel 100% positive on that.
Excellent. Just what we needed. And are you aware that there's, in May, going to be a safe driving bill that will be able to come about to citizens and people will be able to vote about their opinions?
No, is the vote going to happen in May?
Yes, May 15th to be exact. It was supposed to happen in March, but it keeps being pushed back due to weather and certain other certain problems. So it's being held on May 15th, and supposedly citizens are going to be allowed to vote. What do you think you'll be voting for?
I'll definitely get to the polls, and I will definitely vote for only legal citizens to have driver licenses, so no illegal immigrants or illegal people can vote, can drive, can have a license.
Excellent. Thank you, Laurie, and CBS News thanks you as well.
Excellent, Sarah. I really have to go and vote on the Safe Driving Bill when May comes around. Those numbers are pretty high for people who are in favor, but really only time can tell.
Thank you for the concern, Ariana. Now here's you again, Ariana, with the gun control issue in Massachusetts.
We all know the Second Amendment has guaranteed a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, and the right of the people to keep and bear arms not to be infringed. But what exactly does this mean? It's been over 2 centuries since the Bill of Rights was written. Some argue it's not necessary anymore to have these rights, and it's just doing more harm than good. Massachusetts already has some of the toughest gun laws in the country, but some are still wanting more restrictions, with the Sandy Hook shooting still in the hearts of New Englanders after almost a year, and other highly publicized violent acts. Some still demand restrictions. Others argue more restrictions are unconstitutional and increase illegal over-the-border activity. Governor Deval Patrick tried to pass a bill that he believed would close some of the loopholes in the system, like limiting to a single firearm a month, making it difficult to buy ammunition, and gun show background checks. Gun owners find these laws unfair and would only punish law-abiding citizens, and more focus should be on keeping guns out of the wrong hands of criminals. Back in February, House Speaker Robert DeLeo and his Committee to Reduce Gun Violence and Gun Suicide to improve public safety and to standardize gun license throughout the state offered 44 recommendations and have been talking about new laws ever since. How do you personally feel about these changes? Should we increase the already strict Massachusetts gun laws in order to improve public safety? Pay a close eye on the governor candidates and their views and vote for those with similar beliefs. This is an issue people feel strongly about, and you want to make sure your personal beliefs are represented. Now we're going to take it to the streets of Newburyport and find out your opinions. Hello, Michael. Thank you for being here with CBS News. I just have a few questions for you. So with all this in the media on violence and gun control, how do you feel about more restrictions?
Yeah, I think more restrictions are good. Look at all the things that are going on around the country. In Newtown, Connecticut, things in Colorado. So the more restrictions they can put, the better and safer everyone will be.
All right, but do you think this is constitutional?
Well, it is constitutional. We have the right to bear arms, so a lot of people like to use guns and for sport or for self-protection, but better restrictions or more restrictions would definitely help.
Do you think this issue will affect your voting for the governor?
It depends what his stance are. Well, I don't know who all the candidates are, but I actually will look at their position on gun control, and that will impact the decision I make, sure.
All right, thank you, Michael.
Okay, good luck.
Wow. Well, I can really see both sides to that argument. Both are really valid, and there's been a lot of talk about it these past few months. I will keep my eye out on those candidates and their views on gun control when the gubernatorial election comes in November 2014.
Thanks for watching tonight's segment on CBS Boston News.
That's all, folks!